Oh, okay, there we go. Yay! Thanks for coming. Everybody. I know it's getting late, but we keep it short and keep it to the point. And I think it's good to go over the basics of the Herbalife marketing plan. So at least some of us, especially some of the newcomers, the basic the discount sort of levels, and then how to achieve the next level of discount, and also how to build your business momentum towards the next level as well. So that's basically what we're going to cover tonight. I know, Grace, like you've been looking at it on your own, right? And you probably still have a lot of questions.
Yep.
Okay, no problems. Yeah, so you can ask the questions, any questions that you have on your mind tonight, especially our Dilo. Chris is here as well with his 15 years of experience. Yeah, and also I'm gonna get Sam and Shafin to share with everybody about how they got qualified as supervisors. So congratulations again to Sam and Shafin for qualifying for supervisor in the last 2 months. So Samantha got qualified as supervisor last month, and Shafin got qualified the month before, right? So I'll get you guys to share your experience of going from member 25%, how you build it towards 50%. Is that okay? Good for everybody? Okay, good. Yeah, I think that's a silent thought. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. So, all right. Now, okay, I'm going to show you guys. So these slides, don't worry, you get them. These are the official Herbalife marketing plan slides as well. And I quite like the graphics because it's very simple and clear. And, it shows you the big picture as well. So what you're looking at right now is the grand scheme, the grand picture of the sales and marketing plan. So you can see on the left-hand side at the bottom, everybody starts as a member. So as a member, you enjoy the 25% off discount, right, when you purchase products. And you can see it as a ladder, how you can progress, into different stage in your wellness building career, all the way up to, you can see on the top, there's like Chairman's Club and Founder's Circle. We're not going to cover about those parts. Those parts I'll probably let Chris explain a little bit. So anything that's basically from member to I would say world team, right? If you guys see on the left-hand side is, the initial building stage, the initial career building stage. And that's actually, I'll say, relatively easier to achieve, as long as we actually, I should say it, we build a solid foundation, we focus on, say, taking care of customers, and also, working with our team and have a really solid foundation. It's actually relatively easier to progress in the stage from members to world team. And anything from global expansion team and above, that's actually, we're talking about the higher level of business building. And that I will leave to Chris to actually tell you guys a little bit about. And I know for most of you guys, like, Grace, Shafin, Sam, you guys have been to the extravaganza in Bangkok, and you guys have been exposed to people, right, there in Herbalife who are from that, we'll call the tap team, the higher, excuse me, the higher business level. And you can see the type of, excuse me, I need some tea. You can see the type of, the mindset, the different type of mindset they have, and the different type of business building and organization they have as well. So that's not our main point today. So our main point today is to cover the basic steps from members to supervisor mainly. Yeah. So before I jump into the details over here, anything Chris wants to cover? I know he turned on his video. Sounds like that.
Yeah, it's great right now.
Oh, we just lost you. All right. Okay, unmute yourself, Chris. See if you can talk again. Yeah.
I am muted already just now. Did you not hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, this is great. It's the beginning steps, and keep going, Jane.
Okay, great. Cool. Awesome. So basically, okay, I'm just gonna go from this table. It's pretty clear. Okay, I like this table. So your level determines your discount and potential retail and wholesale profit. Yes, that's right. So when you're coming as a member, you enjoy the 25% off discount, right? So you buy your products at 25% off. And, let me see if I have, yeah, okay, cool. So this is the discount level. Okay, sorry, my mind got a little bit messy just now here. Okay, and so the next level of discount that you're looking at is actually 35%. Okay, and you might be wondering, okay, how do I get from 25% off to 35% off? Okay, so it's actually very simple. So you do one order or two orders, or as many orders as you like in 1 month. So in 1 month, if you can actually order products that's worth 500 volume points, just in 1 month, right? You can do in 1 order, 2 orders, 3 orders, whatever. As long as the points add up to 500 volume points, then that actually qualifies you as 35% off senior consultant. So for example, I don't have the actual chart, but I'll just verbally explain here to you guys. Say if you do one order, you're like, well, I have a couple customers already, and also, my immediate family member, like say, for example, my mom, she's been using products consistently, and also for myself, my own consumption, I use the products, consistently. So my own consumption plus, a couple customers retail, and I make a big order. So that adds up to, say 500 volume point. So it's roughly about Hong Kong dollar, $4,000 to $5,000. So in that 500 volume point order, and then immediately in that order, you get 35% off. Okay, so it's actually very simple. That way you get it. And another way to do it could be that, okay, well, like I'm not ready to buy so many things, such a big order. So maybe I'll just do about 200 volume point this time, like say today, and then maybe 2 weeks later, I'll probably have a couple more customers, or maybe 2 weeks later, I need more products. So you make another purchase that's say 300 volume points. So today's purchase 200 volume points plus say 2 weeks later 300 volume points together, you get 500. So that means in the 200 volume point order, you don't get the 35% off because you are still 25% retail, 25% discount member, right? And then by your second order, the computer has a record that, hey, your first order this month is 200 plus today's order 300. You have done 500 volume points in this month. So in your second order, you get the 35% off. And the system automatically updates, hey, now you become a senior consultant after this order. Okay, so anyone has any questions at this point? So I should probably use my whiteboard at some point.
So if next month I don't have, I don't reach that 500 VP thing, then I drop back to 25%, right?
Oh, you don't drop actually. So so say you have done 500, right, volume point this month, and then you stay at 35%. So that means you've achieved that level already, and you don't drop back.
Okay, I see.
Right. So
yes. let me fill in a little bit over here, right? So basically, right, this 500 points can come from you or your members as well, and your members. So Grace, for example, you have some customer who like the products, and they decided they want to, they qualify for the ambassador, and they become a member themselves. And you have another person who wants to be a coach together with you, and she's also a member. So you have 2 members in your team, right? And if your 2 members got 1 customer each and for their own consumption, say they have 100 points for their own consumption, and they have another 100 points for their customer. So each of these members have about 200 points. So that gives you 400 points already. So if you have a customer ordering 100 points, you add all those points together, and you reaching 500 points, and then you would actually qualify as the 35%. And once you move up to 35%, right, you do not ever fall back to 25%.
You don't, yeah. So,
right,
so
okay.
I'm just drawing like an example here, right? Okay, and B, yeah. Okay, for example, here, Grace, can you see?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is you. It might be flipped. Are you able to see my screen?
Really, really tiny. I can't really see it clearly.
Yeah. Okay. So you might be able to expand.
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, this is you, right? Say if you have done 200 volume point yourself, okay, from your own purchase, And this just illustrates what Chris was telling you about. And say if you have a signed up customer, okay, so that customer is not a retail customer who is, say, a signed member, Herbalife member customer under you. And if that customer, say her name's Andy, she does 100 volume points, and then you have another signed up Herbalife member customer who does 200 volume points, say B for Betty, and together her 100 volume plus Betty's 200, that becomes 300, right? Those 300 go to you as well.
And
Yeah,
great.
I got that.
The 200 points in your account doesn't mean you buy it all for yourself. It could be an order for your customers, and it could be some of them for you, some of them for your mom. But as long as it's from your account during that month, it'll all accumulate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's so that it illustrates how it happens. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's good, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So very similar. Okay. Right. So now we're moving on to the success.
Also, one more point for your members. It doesn't matter how they are structured. A could be under B, B could be under C. It doesn't matter. As long as they are members in your team, their points count as your points as well.
Yeah. So
All
I'll illustrate that in the next one as well. So the whole, structure becomes a bit more, complex. Yeah. Okay. So how about Shafin and Sam? Do you guys want to adding anything? Like just share a bit of experience of how you got from 25 to 35, how you managed to achieve 500?
So actually for me, I think I didn't stay at 25 for very long. I think I only probably like say the second order I already thought it was a smarter idea to just buy more in bulk and then to get the 35% in one go. So I did that quite quickly. And it was okay because the products the expiry date is usually quite far, and then because at that time, so one major outlet for me to push my products was my class. So because I supplied the products for my own S-Fit class on Saturdays. So then that's one way of using my products. And then there's myself and there's my boyfriend and and then soon a couple of retail customers. So that all got used quite quickly.
Nice.
And then I did the same thing with 42%, right? So 42% you need to get one time. What was that again?
There are 2 ways. So we go back to the chart here, right? So success builder and qualified producer are different. So I think Sam went through the success builder and then qualified producer, right? So you did 1,000 volume.
Did I?
I think you did 1,000 volume points.
Really?
Yeah. Did you? Oh, was that Sam? Oh, sorry,
I don't remember.
Shafin. Sorry, I think Shafin, that was you.
I don't remember.
Yeah. So, no, you did accumulator. I think Shafin did one order. I remember one of you guys did one order. So, okay, cool. But okay. So all right. So before we jump into 42, so maybe I'll get you girls to share about 42. There's that in between. Okay. So between 35% and 42%, there's kind of like a little, what do you call it? Like a motivational push temporary discount, which is called the success builder. Why the success builder 42% is different to the qualified producer 42 is because if you do 1,000 volume point in one order, this is one order only. It's not like in 1 month, right? They give you a temporary 42% off. So that means, you're not staying at 42 and 42% discount forever. It's just that one order. But the good thing about doing, say, 1,000 volume point in one order is that it actually kind of like pushes you, right? It actually adds that extra volume point to your record history. And say, for example, if you do see the need to do it, for example, maybe similar to Sam's situation, you know, I'm running a few classes and I'm moving my product through my classes anyway. Plus, I have, you know, a few retail customers who are joining 10-day challenge, for example, right? You know, so I'm actually retailing quite fast. Plus, you know, I'm retailing to my boyfriend and this person, to that, my own consumption, so that you can see that, oh, I can easily fulfill that 1,000 volume points and just do that one order. And then that 1,000 volume point, that 1,000 volume point can add to your, what do you call it, accumulated points. So that will lead us to the next point. Okay, how to get permanent 42% off. The qualified producer.
Sorry. This permanent is different than 35% permanent. 35% permanent is permanent, but 45% there's a yearly requalification to stay at 42. But you stay at 42, but every year you got to do a similar amount of customers in order to do that.
Yep. Okay. So I'm just showing you guys the details here. Yeah. I wanted to use the chart you had before, but honestly, it was a bit messy. So I thought maybe we'll just do a quick one here. So everybody okay with it, right? Especially Grace. Are you good?
Yeah, that's fine.
So far, so good, right? Okay, cool. So yeah, so back to what Chris was saying, that this one needs a yearly requalification. But you know, as long as we are moving the business, you know, the business momentum is going and our classes are running, and we're constantly having people join the challenges, it's actually not a problem to, you know, have that volume point in your record to requalify for. So, okay, so how do we get to 42? Okay, so you can see here it says that you accumulate 2,500 volume points in 1 to 3 months. So, but in fine print, okay, in fine print is that, you know, say for example, right, you know, we're talking about the downline volume points before, you know, say A does some volume points and B does some volume points, and then you have more customers, different levels, they also do some volume points, right? And then say, for example, in a situation, oh, maybe your downlines have done, say, you know, like 2,000 volume points, right? So you have done 2,000 volume points, and then all you need to do is, you know, 500. Yes. So 500. So that actually is not allowed. I think you need to have your own, you know, it says 1,500 can be downline volume point. Yeah. Okay. So you're only allowed to have 1,500 points from the downline, and the rest has to be your own volume point. So I hope this is not confusing, which means that you can have some volume points from the downline, but also a mass majority should come from your own purchase volume point. And then together,
not your own purchases and you and your customers purchase.
Yes, sorry.
Basically.
Yeah, so say if you done a 1,000 volume point, right? It's not all for your own use. It's also, you know, some for retail, some for the classes. So for your own, you know, basically consumption, and also your business consumption. Okay, so I can't really change on the numbers here. So basically your downlines points plus your points add to the 2,500 volume points in 3 months. I'll say 3 months is a really comfortable period to accumulate that, rather than like, you know, pushing it, you know, like, I got to do so many volume points in 1 month or 2 months. So the way we motivate or encourage everybody to do it is actually to build it organically, and, you know, have a few good, really good, how should I say, outlets. For example, you know, like one of the outlets could be, you know, Fit Club, or, you know, any sort of like, you know, fitness and nutrition classes or events. And another good one is the 10-day challenge, right? So the 10-day challenge allows you to have a really good platform to retail the products to people. And yeah, so now I'm going to pass it back to Shafin and Sam. So now it's time for you guys to share how you actually got to your 42. It's still quite recent memory.
I think I did 1 to 3 months to 2,500.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what happened for me. Yeah. Actually, I think for me, it took me a bit longer to get from senior consultant to qualified producer, then from qualified producer to supervisor. Yeah, and because there's this 3-month time limit, so I had to. Yeah, I remember that time. In order to make it, I did stock up a little bit more. So, but eventually all of the products have been used or sold. So, yeah, I think that's how I did it.
All right. How about Shafin?
For mine, I don't remember about the 500 points of how I got to 35. I can't remember that. But
I think you have some downline points.
No, I think when Max did 500, Shafin automatically qualified 500.
No, mine was 500 also, like for my own, like before that as well. So, because I know I'm my 42, I got that one-time order of 1,000. I did that because that was around the time when I started more like getting into the business, and that was the first time I had like customers getting on the challenge as well. I had quite a few people joining the 10-day challenge, so that helped me. And then so it was just before the challenge, and I decided to take that 1,000 order because I was like, oh, I think I'm actually going to have quite a few people, so it makes more sense for me to just get a bulk order, because half of it will be gone for customers, and the other half I have all year to use as well. So that was part of it. But then on the race to supervisor, that was a lot of it was helped by my downline, because I also got Max, definitely, who was a business builder, and then Jess, who was my friend / customer. She ended up loving the products, and her mom also then used the products. So then they made quite a lot of purchases. So they helped me. They actually give it to their helpers and everything. So it's like a whole helpers, drivers, they all, it's like a whole family kind of usage. So
nice. Awesome. So thank you for sharing, Shafin and Sam. Yeah, so I know it's still recent memories, really good memories, right? So congratulations for qualifying. And so like I think what we heard from both of them is the common denominator here is like basically customers, right? So in Shafin's case, she also mentioned about, a few customers, and also in her case, she had a couple of downlines. And in Sam's case, it was also the retail customers plus her classes, so which really helped them move the products.
Yeah. I just remembered. So I reached 500, I think the day before Max had signed up as a member, because Jane was with him, and then she was messaging me like, oh, Max is also joining now. He's decided to sign on, and he's going to order 500 points in one go too, because he has customers. But then he ended up ordering, I think, 15 volume points, but less. So then he had to reorder because they messed up. Yeah. So yeah. So I was like, oh, oops, we miscalculated. So so I reached my 35% just like the day before, and it was just I think I had 2 orders. And,
cool. Nice one. So, well, here's something, right? Maybe some of you guys will be thinking, okay, do I have to wait till I have a few customers and then do the initial 500 volume point? So back to the senior consultant part, right? Some people do that. Some people, they might be say, okay, next season 10-day challenge, I actually have a few friends joining. Then great, this is perfect. Okay, then I can actually sell a few sets of the breakfast program, and that's going to be like roughly 250 to 300 volume points already, plus my own consumption. So that's easy for me to do 500 volume point. Okay, what about in the case where you're actually still looking for retail nutrition customers? Do you still do it? Okay, so my suggestion, well, we can hear from Chris later as well. My suggestion would be just look at your own consumption, and also look at how I should say it, how you want to build a customer base. Like for some, if you ask me, I would do it because firstly, it speeds up my my progress into the discount, right? Like when you buy products, you get a higher discount, so that your cost for the product is lower now. And then when I do retail them to people, I make a higher, higher retail profit. So I want to do it. And I know that like what Sam was saying, you know, the products actually last for a couple of years, right? So they don't, you know, expire immediately. And by having, you know, a few sets at home, you know, by the way, 500 volume points, not like, you know, you have boxes at home. It's a roughly about, you know, one box. And it's roughly about, you know, 4 sets or 5 sets of breakfast program, depending on how you personalize it, right? And so to me, like, you know, that would give me like a little bit of motivation and go, okay, I really want to find my customers. So, you know, I have a few sets at home, and it makes me feel a bit more confident as well. So I know that I have a few, you know, new products on hand. And if any time that I actually have friends who wants to join a challenge or who want to buy from me, I have my products ready already. So, you know, that way I will probably do want to encourage some of you to, you know, do the 500 volume point already. But of course, there's absolutely no pressure and no push for that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a case by case basis. I think it's best, you know, if you have 1 or 2 customers that you got on the program, and then you can think about that. Or you've been running a fit club and you're able to invite a lot of people down. I it's a case by case. Herbalife company is recommending a lot of different strategies. I think the more organic is good. At the same time, if you're more confident with your business development, then having 500 points on hand is very good as well.
Yeah. So I'm trying to do my maths here. Yeah. While I'm trying to prepare for the next one. Yeah. So is everybody okay with this, with the flow of it? Because I know like so Mimi, hi Mimi, I know you just joined us, and you know, if there's anything that you know you can't follow, just let us know, and anyone can voice up if there's anything you're not following. Grace, we're good here?
Yep, thank you.
Okay, cool. So I just want to make sure I cover the basics before Grace goes to bed. Yeah, thank you guys for the time. Okay, cool. So that brings us to the supervisor, which is the highest discount level, discount status you can achieve in Herbalife. So supervisor is great. You know, you buy all your products at 50% off at half price. So that means, you know, like you buy everything, you know, at the, you know, lowest cost. And when you retail to customers, right, you make back half of the price. I mean, half of the money. Say if you retail something for $100 and then you make back, you know, $50 because your cost is $50, right? So everybody okay with that, right? I don't think I'm gonna go and explain about the retail profit and all that just yet today. So just want to have everybody understanding about the basic discount, you know, levels as well. Yeah. So how do you get qualified as a supervisor from 42? So basically, the common way for most of us to do it is to accumulate 4,000 volume points in, you know, 3 to 12 months. Okay, I say 3 to 12 months is because, you know, some people, they, for example, like Sam and Shafin, you know, it took them maybe roughly half a year, right? You know, 6 months, 7 months to, you know, build from 25% member to supervisor 50%. So it really depends on the individual, you know, progress, you know, like what Chris said, it's case by case as well. Some people, you know, they could be building up a really fast momentum in the first couple of months. So for example, if you look at this chart here, you know, some people could really accumulate 4,000 volume point in 2 months already. And we don't really encourage, you know, 4,000 volume point in 1 month, because unless you really have a lot of people, you know, like
actually, Jane, let me just fill in a little bit over here.
Sure.
So accumulate 4,000 in 3 to 12 months, is right. You do the accumulation, you have customers, you have downline volume, and 2,000 can come from downline volume. The other 2,000 has to come from your own account, which is you and your direct retail customers. Okay?
Yes, correct.
So there's 2 more qualifications, right? One is 4,000 volume points in 1 month, and the other is 4,000 volume points in 2 consecutive months, right? So this one, we don't really recommend people to buy 4,000 points in their own account in 1 month to do it. But if you have a lot of customers and you have a team, and you and your team together achieves 4,000 points in 1 month, you can become supervisor. Now, the 1 month and 2 month qualification has no requirement of the number of points in your account. So if you find 8 people to do 500 points, you'll become supervisor in 1 month. Or if you have a team of 4 people and each of them do 500 points a month for 2 months in a row, you also become supervisor for doing the 4,000 points in 2 months.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Maybe next time I can draw this out again.
Yeah. We'll have the chart out for you guys next time. So just a very simple way to look at it, right? You know, so here, sorry, I still use Grace as the example. All right, so say Grace, you accumulated, well, this chart here is actually an example of 3 to 12 months accumulation with your own, you know, volume point plus your downline's volume point. So say if you have accumulate 2,500, I hope I've done my math right? Yeah, okay. And then you have your downline 500. This is accumulated, okay. And then another person 500 and another 500. Is that right? Yeah, it is right.
Yeah.
I keep questioning my math. Yeah.
But Jane, if you wipe off the 2005, the 2, so it's all of them is 500.
500.
That 2.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I the way I did it is like I want to illustrate.
Okay. You can just wipe it off for now. Yeah. So say, let me explain the 2-month qualification. If Grace has a team of A, B, and C, and everybody is doing 500 points a month, and they have around 5 to 7 customers, right? So if they repeat this for 2 months, Grace will become a supervisor because that would be 4,000 points in 2 months.
Yep, got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a really good way, you know, is to have a team of people doing 500 points a month and teach a few people. And if they do it in every month, and you become supervisor in 2 months. And even if you don't hit it in 2 months, you can qualify in the 12-month way by, you know, accumulating.
Yep.
So you can always refer that back to that chart, and then you can look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Everybody okay with that? All right. So how's Mimi doing? Mimi, are you doing all right? Is that Mimi or that's Digna? I can't see who's this here. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm okay.
It's Mimi, right? Okay, right. Yeah. So you're good following? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't worry. If you guys have any sort of like questions or confusion, you can ask us anytime after the video. Yeah. We have more like supplementary slides to explain more about the relationship. Yeah. So it's okay. I didn't get it in the first go as well. It took me a few sort of like, you know, revision to understand it. So the purpose of this is to let you guys see that there are different levels of you know, discounts you can achieve, and how to the simple I should say overview of how to achieve, you know, the different levels by having your own, you know, purchase, plus, you know, later on when you have your sign up, we call the downlines, as in anybody who's signed up to you as a Herbalife member is considered a downline. So by having, you know, people in your team making the volume point purchase plus yours, we can actually achieve the points together. So in a grand scheme, that's how things happen. Yes. And okay, so supervisor, right? So while we're talking about a supervisor, there's let me think how to talk about. Should I talk about it today, Chris, or do you think I think that's enough?
I can quickly go through this, right?
Yeah.
So
okay.
If you look at the bottom left, you have 25% member, then you move up to 35%, and then you move up to 40%, right? And then eventually you moved up to 50%. So when you have 50%, whatever downline members you have and whatever they purchase, you will earn the difference. For example, if your member is 25%, you earn a 25% wholesale, right? But what if some of your members becomes supervisor as well? So for example, if Shafine is supervisor, and then she has a supervisor called SP1, that's Max, and Max is a supervisor underneath him, and then so on and so forth. What you can do is earn up to 5% royalty override on 3 levels. So as a supervisor, you can earn retail from 50%. Your wholesale varies from 7 to 25%. Your royalty override is 5% on 3 generations of supervisor. And then you also have 2 to 7% of bonuses, 1% market bonus. And I can go into this a little more later when next week's training when I talk about the Herbalife house.
What's the Herbalife house?
An Herbalife house is basically how one can structure the business in terms of the Herbalife business. And there's different rooms in the Herbalife house. There's the roof, which is your own consumption. You have room A, B, C, and D, which is retail, repeat order, and then upgrading people to VIP members and long-term VIP members, which I'll talk about next week. So basically you can understand, So basically by learning the Herbalife house, you can learn about how you can actually build a business part-time that is around 2,500 in volume every month. So that's servicing between 20 to 30 customers, giving you an income of $1,000 to $2,000 US part-time.
Nice. We need to see those numbers on paper. Yeah. Okay. So I figured today might not be a good time to get into too many details, but just the very basic, we're going to understand the marketing grand scheme, and then next time we can talk about how everyone can make money from the different ways in Herbalife, the areas of income, and just now the very basic concept is you make the what do you call the wholesale difference. Say this is the Shifing's case, right? She's a supervisor at 50%, and if she has a downline, say B, Betty, she's at 25%. Sorry for the reflection. She's at 25% off. So whenever she purchases, Shifing makes 25% off from that. Yeah. Okay. And then if she has a downline who's also supervisor, so there's no, what do you call it? Wholesale difference here, right? Then that's when the royalty override occurs. So for royalty override, that's also like you can see it as like a commission, or like a, what do you call it? What's another word for that? Commission. Yeah. So you can see it as a commission. So that's up to 5% of the supervisor's purchase that goes to the upline. Okay. So this is just a very basic way to look at it. And we'll look more into details of the incomes and also how, the business and everything can benefit everybody next week with Chris's Herbalife house. I'm very interested to see how this house is, presented. Yeah. So far, do you guys have any questions? We can go back to that.